Today, I'm authorizing additional strong sanctions and new limitations on what can be exported to Russia.
We've grossly underestimated everything, and we're underestimating the Middle East. And this is the real danger that we confront there. We are in other people's countries, in other people's neighborhoods, trying to dictate outcomes. That's over. We are not the great superpower of 91, and they have all recovered and become infinitely more powerful economically, militarily over the last 30 years. We need to understand that however much we want to be, we are no longer the center of the universe. We are not the sole sun in this galaxy.
You know, when the US declared war against Russia with Vladimir Putin through Ukraine, they thought that it was going to be an easy war in order for them to defeat the Republic of Russia, isn't it? That's what they thought, because they were so confident, knowing that they'll use everything in their power, and once they are able to use all these tools, they'll be able also to defeat Vladimir Putin with the Russia Republic. But where are we today? Because we are now seeing some new things that the world never come to experience. And in this video, we are going to reveal everything for you so that you can understand exactly what is happening and how far is this war have taken already in Ukraine. Americans, since they know that they have some of the tools that they usually use in the world in order for them to zip a nation mouth or a leader's mouth, in order for them to defeat one country, they usually use these tools. They were so confident, knowing that once they use these tools on Republic of Russia, then it will be over for them. For an example, when this war started, they had to come and ask the Europeans and the whole United Nations to put serious sanctions on Vladimir Putin with Russia.
Good evening, my fellow Americans. We're facing an inflection point in history. One of those moments where the decisions we make today are going to determine the future for decades to come. That's what I'd like to talk with you about tonight.
Did that work? Nope. They went on. They enforced their laws and froze all Russia assets in the World Reserve Bank.
Today, I'm authorizing additional strong sanctions and new limitations on what can be exported to Russia. This is going to impose severe cost on the Russian economy, both immediately and over time. We have purposefully designed these sanctions to maximize the long-term impact on Russia and to minimize the impact on the United States and our allies. Revoking PNTR for Russia is going to make it harder for Russia to do business with the United States, and doing it in unison with other nations to make up half of the global economy will be another crushing blow to the Russian economy. It's already suffering very badly from our sanctions.
Did that work also in Russia? Nope, I doubt. They went even more far to ban all the countries that are trying to support Russia with weapons. They believe that they are the only one who have the right to supply Ukrainian with weapons. Did that also work? No. Russia on themselves, they are managing to survive so far, and looking at things how it is, Kyiv will be in the hand of Russia anytime soon. So the USA, they have started something that they are not able to finish. Do you know why? Because things are not the same like they used to be before. I'm not the one who's saying that. Have a listen to Michael Clyde, what he have to say.
We've grossly underestimated everything, and we're underestimating the Middle East. And this is the real danger that we confront there. It's similar to what we did in Eastern Europe with the Russians. We underestimated the Russians. We decided they were weak and that we were far stronger than we are. We said their society would fragment. Ours is the one in trouble, not theirs. We said their economy would falter, but it's our economy that's in trouble, not theirs. I mean, we just go down the list. So I think we're doing something similar now in the Middle East, and I think it comes at great cost to Israel. This is the problem. This is the threat to the United States. The existential threat to our country and our society is no afterthought, impulse, emotion, passion. There is no strategic reason for direct combat between ourselves and Iran. Neither is there any reason for that between ourselves and Russia or between ourselves and China. We are in other people's countries, in other people's neighborhoods, trying to dictate outcomes. That's over. We are not the great superpower of 91, and they have all recovered and become infinitely more powerful economically, militarily over the last 30 years. We need to understand that however much we want to be, we are no longer the center of the universe. We are not the sole sun in this galaxy. We don't seem to want to come to terms with that, Stephen.
Yeah.
And that's our great problem right now.
Yes, indeed. Things are no more the same as they used to be before. Each and every nations, they have understand how the US politics works. And each and every leaders out there, they know how to deal with the USA. They are now having a clear idea to see on how they can support or not support the USA to the kind of the decision that they usually come with time to time. So, this time, the US decided to go in the Middle East affairs. And you guys, you can tell already that it's just a matter of time. The US will be defeated in a very worst part because they already start defeating the US economy. This conflict that is ongoing everywhere from Ukraine to Israel, Hamas, Palestine, all these things, they are going back on the US economy because they are the one who goes into other people's countries and try to put trouble in. They are the one who goes in and try to make sure that they bring some instability in these countries. And this is a kind of politics they used to do back in days because it was benefiting them. But in nowadays, it does not benefit them anymore because they end up realizing that they're spending more than what they're supposed to be benefiting. Now, at the point as we are talking right now, remember Joe Biden when he said these words?
A dictator bent on rebuilding an empire will never be able to ease the people's love of liberty. Brutality will never grind down the will of the free. And Ukraine will never be a victory for Russia. Never. I speak once more to the people of Russia. The United States and the nations of Europe do not seek to control or destroy Russia. The West was not plotting to attack Russia, as Putin said today. And millions of Russian citizens who only want to live in peace with their neighbors are not the enemy. This war is never a necessity. It's a tragedy. President Putin chose this war. Every day the war continues is his choice. He could end the war with a word. It's simple. If Russia stopped invading Ukraine, it would end the war. If Ukraine stopped defending itself against Russia, it would be the end of Ukraine. That's why together we're making sure Ukraine can defend itself.
That they're going to help Ukraine with even more foundings. It was all about a matter of time, like for the House to vote, and this money was supposed to be lodged to Ukrainians. But instead of them giving Ukrainian all the money, you heard what they did. They give the Ukrainians small money and keep another portion of money. So far, the United States of America, they already spent about 40 billion US dollar in that war. 40 billion US dollar to give it to the Ukrainian government. As in our previous video, we show you on how the Ukrainian government, they are even enjoying their life. I mean, ministers, yes, they are enjoying their life. They have become billionaires. Some they've become millionaires because we even saw one of the Zelensky minister's daughter celebrating a birthday in a very luxury way before she lived with one of the most expensive Mercedes. So all this funding that the USA is sending, they were sending because they are no more sending the money to Ukraine. So let me try to correct them, saying that they were sending to Ukraine. That money managed to make even more people become more richer over there. Because we all know politicians, whenever the money comes from the ads, they take that money with all the excitement. They will take it, they will use it, and then they're good. So they will never gonna use the money on the things that that money was assigned to. They'll always, maybe let's say like maybe it's $100, they'll take maybe 30 or 45 and spend it to whatsoever that money was assigned to do. But for the rest, it goes to their pocket. And that's what these people, they've been doing all this time. So now the US, they decided to freeze all the support or all the funding that was going to Ukraine. You guys saw recently they vote in the House. Instead of sending the money to Ukraine, they take the money, they send it to Israel because it is their new target. And things are getting even more ugly over there. We'll talk about it in a few minutes. As for Ukrainians, everything went down. As we're talking with you right now, Ukrainians are even running out of the fighting weapons. All the machines are having serious problems, no maintenance. They can't even be able to defend themselves against Russian troops, which are on the field already. In the meantime, do you have any idea what Vladimir Putin is doing right now to Ukrainian? Because I doubt these Western medias will come and tell you about that. They're never going to tell you anything like that. Instead, they'll distract you. They'll tell you how Ukrainian is busy defeating Vladimir Putin with his troops. But that's not the fact. The things on the field, they're more different to what they're trying to show you on the CNN or BBC or this other Western medias. Because Vladimir Putin is actually taking even more advantage of the whole situation. Vladimir Putin have made a very big move. When was the last time you heard that Ukrainian military government, they managed maybe to take one of the city or town which was in the hand of Russia soldiers? They don't talk about that anymore, isn't it? Because they don't want you to know what is happening. But looking at what we are having in our possession as a report, the Russian troops, they have done a very big job over there. You guys saw about 2-3 days ago, the drone which went all the way to attack Kiev, which is the capital of Ukraine. All this time when Russian troops, they were fighting Ukraine, they never be able to attack Kiev. They were just going around other cities, other provinces. But right now, they send about 30 drones which managed to reach Kiev. And the next things, there's some rumors, which I read it in one of the New York Times, that Zelensky is preparing to go to America. And some people are saying that no, he want to flee the country. Some people, they say that no, you want to go and put some more pressure on American government so that they should continue funding them, because the man does not have the money anymore. The man does not have the money anymore. So it become like that wife that you go and promise her that you'll do everything for her. Now she's counting on you. Everything she's counting on you, including her own that past. She's counting on you. You have to pay for it. On the other side, you feel like, no, this is too much. I'm not benefiting anything from this woman. She does not clean. She does not do laundry. She does not do 1, 2, 3 things. And then you feel like, no, I can't trust this woman anymore. Now you're busy running away from her, and she's busy following you. That's what is happening with Zelensky right now. But guys, this race another point, a very capital point that I want to discuss it with you guys. Don't you think that this is another way that Zelensky is trying to avoid to organize elections in Ukraine? Come to think of it, because Ukrainian and Russia, all of them, they're having elections next year. They're having election next year. And as for Russia president, we all know that the man will be elected. Will be elected because it's been there since 1999. 1999, and this will be his 5th terms. And looking at how the situation it is, I don't think there is any candidate who will come and defeat Vladimir Putin right now. Of course, I know the overseers, the West power, such as the US and the NATO, since they are the one who've been fighting Russia, they will try to have their own candidate. They will try to have their own people who can come and stand against Russia. But I don't see Vladimir Putin allowing that to happen. Do you know why? Because if Vladimir Putin is out of power, then Ukraine will get some wings to fly over Russia. Is that also Russian people will accept? I don't think so. So, when it comes to the side of Vladimir Putin, let us not even talk much about it. The man will obviously pass and win these elections. Now, let us focus more on the side of Zelensky. You know, one thing I've learned about world leaders, every president, they enjoy to be in power. Guys, you don't know what it means when you wake up in the morning, the moment you step your feet out of your bed, on the ground of your bed, they'll start worshiping you, calling you beautiful names. Your Excellency, your what, Madam Speaker, what, you know, the moment you want to go outside of your house, you find some bodyguard there. Salute! They salute you. They show you all those respect. This is something that makes these leaders not to give up when it comes to politics or when it comes to power. They don't want to let go of that power. Because through that power, they have the influence to steal as much they want. They have the influence to do whatever they want to do. Because it is a post which is well respected. A post which is well considered as the #1 citizen of each and every country. So these people, just because they're so thirsty of being in power, and just because they don't want to let go of this power, each and every opportunity that will make them last longer in power, they will take it. They will take it. And that's what I begin to notice about Zelensky. The man, he wants to last a little bit longer because he knows already that if Ukraine, they have to have a vote today, is not going to pass. Because Ukrainian, looking at it, I don't think that they still have trust in him. They will leave him. They're not going to vote for him. And if they don't vote for him, it's another problem. So they'll try everything to make sure that they must remove him from the chair so that they'll put someone else who will come and take over. That is the mission that Ukrainians, they'll have to do when it comes to the vote. And Zelensky on his side, you don't want that to happen. You just want to make sure that everyone who's inside the country, they should give him more chance to stay. So how can they give him a more chance to stay if he quit the war today? Do you guys still remember the moment when the US, who have been there as #1 supporter to Ukrainian in order for them to continue fighting Russia, do you guys still remember when they suggesting to Zelensky that he can go ahead and start thinking of negotiating with Russia so that at the end of the day, all these things will stop at once? Do you remember all those things? And now the man, he refused to negotiate with Russia. He actually even sent them that, no, if I have to do that, then let us consider it for next month, somewhere February or March. That is when we'll think if we can sit down and negotiate with the Russia Republic. You see? So obviously the man is not ready for that, because he knows that if the country is in conflict, if the country is in the war, there won't be elections, because the election have to be where there is no war, where there's a peace for everyone. And that's the reason why you see him is kind of like being nervous, and he does not want to organize the elections in his country, guys. But here comes now another question. Now that the US, they refuse with their money, saying that no, we can't give Zelensky money anymore. How possible is it that the other nations that we all know, NATO nations, where are they? France, Belgium, British, Italy, all these countries, you know them, where are they now, right now? Why they are trying to give us the impression if like it is only US who've been sponsoring this war? Because we also how their premier ministers, their presidents went all the way to Ukraine, supporting Ukraine. Some of them, they even welcome Zelensky in the red carpet in their countries, taking pictures in front of cameras, saying that no, we are here to support you, we'll support you until the end. What happened? Obviously we can tell that these are the things that are revolting, or these are the things that are making Zelensky to be even more angry, because of this the kind of treatment that these people they've kept for him. All of them, they disappear. All of them, they disappear. No one is there to help Zelensky with everything that he needs. Because these people, they know already that they're having serious problem with their finance or economy in their countries. So helping Zelensky is something that's going to also destroy them, because remember again, we are talking about leaders who are so thirsty of having, of remaining in power forever. And most of these leaders, they have to renew their mandate. So if you keep on getting involved in what is happening in Ukraine, if you keep on taking your taxpayer money and spending it in Ukraine and doing all those things, well, you must know that sooner or later, it's gonna catch you. Sooner or later, people will judge you for that. People, maybe they won't vote you because of that. So these leaders, they are trying now to run away from all this drama. Okay? They are trying not to be too much this, these things of attacking Russia, supporting, giving funds to Ukraine. They don't want to be in, because they know it might end up costing them. That's why they went quiet. So Zelensky, he have understand that already long time ago, and that's the reason why he keep on dying with the US. He keep on following the US wherever they go. Whatever they made as a promise, he keep on reminding them. And you guys remember how this man, he had to expose himself, because he could not hold it anymore.
I'm again repeating, and I'm repeating in these 2 years. If it will be not enough for them, it will not be enough, because Syria was not enough. They began in Ukraine. After Ukraine, in the Middle East, they will continue their plan.
He understands that the US, they fail him. The US, they are playing him. They are not doing anything. They are not doing anything. They keep on playing him like a small boy. which is true, by the way, because it's a small boy. The USA, they go only to small boy like that. That's why they have to give him that kind of treatment. Okay, so now that all these NATO countries, they decided to run away from supporting Ukraine, why Joe Biden does not go and hit the hammer on the table to force the House so that they can vote for this fund to be allocated to Ukrainians? Here are some of the things that will make you surprised. So Joe Biden, as we're talking right now, next year, America will be having their elections. And as usually, the president who's in power, he have to meet one of the Republican candidates. And this time, looking at the things the way they are sitting on the table, Donald Trump seems to be the only candidate who will face Joe Biden next year. In the meantime, Joe Biden have a serious problem because of the fact that his administrative, his whole mandate, what he have done so far is to bring even more conflict around the world. He went around the world, he created troubles, he started now taking American taxpayer money, using it to support or to finance all those conflicts. So this have woken up a lot of Americans who feel like, no, we can't take this anymore. From Ukraine to Israel. He went to Israel, supporting Israel so that they will commit those crimes that they are committing in Hamas and Palestine. Now, forgetting that in America, you have some of the voters who are also Arabic speaking. And these people, they are the one who voted him again in the previous elections. We're talking about millions of Arabics who had voted for Joe Biden. But as we're talking right now, these people, this Muslim, they have changed their mind. This Muslim community, they are like, no, we can't allow Joe Biden going to encourage whatsoever it is there, because they realize that it's not a good idea for them to be there. It's not a good idea for USA continue to attacking other nations out there. So they come and make this announcement in front of everyone. Let us watch.
We are announcing that President Biden has lost the 2024 election. We are not powerless as American Muslims, we are powerful. We don't only have the money, but we have the actual votes. And we will use that vote to save this nation from itself.
So now you see how Joe Biden is in trouble. Because here already, it is more obvious that he have lost votes of these people. They are not going to vote for him. And there's still many more American citizens who are not going to vote for him anymore. And I'm telling you, the day of today, keep my words. Keep my words, guys. I'll remind you one of these days. If Joe Biden found himself in front of any other Republican country, such as the Nikki or any others who are being represented over there, but if I mention Nikki, it's because she's the second one after Donald Trump. So if Joe Biden have to, if you have to meet one of them in the final for the elections which will come in 2024, then Joe Biden will survive, will be having his second mandate, his second term as the president of the US. But if Joe Biden found himself in front of Donald Trump, guys, mark my word today, the same Donald Trump that American hate or the world hate, because right now I don't think people hate Donald Trump again out there in the world, because they end up realizing that actually Joe Biden is worse than Donald Trump. So if these two have to meet, I don't see any way that Joe Biden will survive. I don't see it. Actually, it will be even more embarrassed for the kind of the percentage that Joe Biden will come out with. If he won last time with 56 or 60 something, this time I'm afraid to say that you will won maybe with, I mean, you will fail maybe with 40 something or 30 something, because Donald Trump is going to beat him very seriously. So guys, Joe Biden have already a serious problem, and in order for him to win the next elections that is coming in 2024, he need now to distance himself from all the places that he had financed, so that maybe this will help people to change their mind. And that's the reason why the first things he went on in media saying that no, we'll support Ukraine until the end, and the next things in actions, there's no money to give Ukrainians. Politicians, they'll tell you one thing today and tomorrow they'll do something else. So it's just a matter of time, because if America stopped founding Ukraine as it seems so far, guys, Kyiv will fall in the hands of Russia in 1 week or month. Yes, because Russia, they're still briefing, guys. They're still briefing, like they're still briefing on the ground. USA, they have used all the strategies and they fail. They failed. That's why they went on in the Middle East to start something new.
The entire structure of our government has fallen apart. People don't realize how fragile our government is at this point. The rest of the world looks at us and they see the old American brand. Oh, America is powerful. There's no one that can challenge the United States. Its military is all powerful. It's this, that, and everything. Those days are over. That's 30 years ago. That's 1991. Today, everything has changed. We've had enormous demographic changes. We have enormous discontent inside our country with a whole range of people for very, very serious reasons. We don't have societal cohesion anymore. Go back and look at the days of Gulf War I. Look at the attitudes that people held at that point and how people reacted to what was happening, and then look what's going on now. The point I'm trying to make, and I've said this several times, the last thing the United States needs at this point in our history is a war of any kind. We have too much to do here at home. We're already spending $1 trillion plus every year now to service our enormous sovereign debt.
They fail because they know that it's not easy for them to defeat Russia as they thought. Well guys, that will be all for today. Thank you so much for taking your time to watch this video. We really do appreciate your presence here. Make sure that you give us your thumbs up before you leave. Like this video in your numbers so that it can reach again to many people out there. Guys, please like this video. It is for free. There's nothing like you giving money or what. It's just for free. It's not gonna take you even 3 seconds. So please, we really do appreciate if you do that. For those who always watch us, guys, allow us to also take this opportunity just to say thank you so much for your support, for your kindness, for the comment, everything that you guys do. We really do appreciate that. For now, continue to be yourself, be good, be kind, have respect for everyone in order for you to be respected. May God bless you all. I'll see you again very soon in our next video. Ciao, ciao.